Yeah, it's large and in charge, isn't it? Talk about my weenie one more time. I'll show you what the wrath of God has to show you. This 2-inch anaconda knows no limits. So they can have normal traditional marriage, but it can also go well past your traditional numbers. It's a pretty nasty shield though. Oh, it can redirect and deflect. Oh, that's nasty. So we got another new fall anime, Dusk Beyond the End of the World. Now last week they aired in episode 0, which served as the prequel, and episode 1 dropped today. And now we are at the exact time where the anime will be continuing because episode 0 is set in the past. And when you see episode 0, you know most likely there's going to be a time skip of some sort. And also, I was expecting it would probably have some sort of dark ending, and pew pew motherfucker happens, and yeah, we get a pretty massive time skip, emotional ending, and we are now in this world which is simultaneously beautiful on top of depressing, because it looks so post-apocalyptic. And the thing is when you have an episode that ends with like a big death, right? Because essentially, you know, we have the concept of the show being like AI uprising, trying to promote AI, and the concepts of, you know, basically what happens when you try to bring AI to be the equivalent of humanity in our world. Well, guns are going to be drawn, protesters will happen, and ultimately our boy ends up shielding himself and seemingly dying to protect his wife, and you know, that's that. And we wake up far into the future, seemingly healed, I assume cryostasis of some sort, but things aren't the way we once thought. And apparently in episode 1, you learn that the whole world is united, there's no wars, but, you know, there's a lot more to it, and I really doubt it's as peaceful as they try to make it out, especially given that, how we were treated in the first episode here. But, the thing with when you have these like big endings, character dies, these shows usually immediately fall off. Not that they become awful, but they don't have the same spark, right? But episode 0 was a pretty chill episode. It was interesting, some interesting themes and concepts, and honestly, the perfect time to air it with how AI is currently being developed in our own world. But surely they're not going to keep the same level of impact as the ending of episode 0, and honestly they did. From minute 1 of this episode, they had me way more interested than I was in the first episode that we watched. And then by the end, you see the most crazy action that just unexpectedly drops in, and I'm like, where the f did this come from? We got lightsabers, we got railguns. Is that our dead wife in the form of android body? There's so much I don't know, but I think it's pretty safe to say this show will devastate us by the end. If you started the show off by almost or seemingly killing our boy, and maybe he got revived or saved, whatever, and you're seeing just how clearly messed up the current world is, there's gonna be some emotional heart pulls, and I honestly think this show will devastate us by the end. But I can safely say, while episode 0, I'm not going to say it's the most revolutionary thing I've ever seen, I thought it was pretty unique. Episode 1 definitely has this world feeling like unlike anything I've seen before, and I am completely here for the sleeper hit. Make sure you drop a like though on this video, show your support, subscribe if you're new around here on Patreon, so where you catch my full live reactions to every single one of these episodes, and more if you also want to help fund the channel in videos just like these. I think if you look at a show like this, or even the show we did earlier today, The Monster Who Wants to Eat Me, there's a lot of shows airing this season that at face value, if you actually read the synopsis, watch trailers, to me, those looked interesting to begin with. But I've seen a lot of people say, oh, this doesn't really look like that good of a season, let's get to winter of next year when the Jujutsu Kaisens and all the big shows are coming back. And hey, I like those, but this is the season of sleeper hits. There is a ton of shows that if you just give an honest-to-go shot with, you're going to be pleasantly surprised. Sure, it's not the big names everyone knows, but these are the shows that could become big names if people just gave it an honest shake. And I'm really interested because one of my favorite types of anime are these kind of post-apocalyptic, you gotta think, you gotta read between the lines, you gotta really dive into the political ramifications of things as you have a world that looks both simultaneously beautiful as it does destroyed. And from minute 1 of looking out, the best way to describe it, when he looks out and sees his world and it's just ruined but also looks like nature kind of took over, it reminds me of the first time I played Breath of the Wild and just Hyrule opened up. I'm like, I want to explore every nook and cranny. It's beautiful. The visual storytelling is fantastic. And hell, even the visual storytelling of stuff like our MC. So he gets shot up in episode 0, right? He has all those bullet wounds. And that's why I doubt he's an AI as well, because ultimately I think they saved his body before he died. Now, the girl is an interesting thing, because they're going to go one of two ways. Clearly, his wife, she continued after this. Did she upload her consciousness and her mind so she could be with him whenever he eventually woke up? Maybe, but the way she responded makes it feel like she knows of him, but not like she's the same person. So I'm wondering if they're gonna go the route of it almost acting like a daughter, like, hey, my mom made me and has all the memories of who you are as a person, now let me marry you. And you may want to say, isn't that a little Sweet Home Alabama? To be honest, it would probably fit their family tree, given the fact that he was adopted by that girl's dad. And despite calling her Big Sis his whole life, he gave her that little bro D when they married. So would it really be that weird? Probably not for their family tree. Either way, a lot of interesting stuff. And my favorite part of both episodes is when he starts fixing the tractor. So, like, they have a tractor and he fixes it. They're like, oh my god, the ancient one, he's so smart. And then this dude comes barging in. I'm gonna take you now because you're an artifact and we're not gonna treat you with respect. Just immediately showcases how messed up the climate is, because they're talking about how, like, hey, it's world peace, there's no wars. But seemingly the people who have that world peace rule like dictators. Now, could the leadership be fine? Potentially. Could just be a lot of douchebag generals and the like having power go to their head. But if this is the type of people that are enforcing peace, who the fuck's at the top of the food chain? It's not gonna be good. I'm very happy that they all got killed. Literally lightsabers and railguns, bro. And it's not just like, oh, we cut them down, like they're limbs flying left and right. It's just weird, because usually when you see limbs like flailing around, thrown in the air, it happens spread throughout an anime week, but I'm literally going back to back today with limbs just being thrown in the air. It's a wildly gory day for anime, and you wouldn't expect either Monster Eats You or this show to be that gory, but goddamn are they. Just a really good show. This is going to be really good, I think. I'm glad I didn't do a video last week, because I enjoyed episode 0 a lot. But I would have been talking about how I don't think they can keep the impact up, because obviously you can only shoot your main character so many times. And while I liked the concepts that episode 0 had, it's not like it was this revolutionary show or something I've never seen. But once I've seen this new civilization and how they respond to the old civilization, and just how the new political world climate is, with no longer countries but just one united utopia, but clearly there's a lot to it, this is starting to feel like something I haven't seen. Now granted, could it slip off and become generic? Sure, it's possible. But they got a lot to work with. And PA Works is one of my favorite anime studios. They make some of the most crazy original things known to man, and I think this is going to be no different. I'm very excited to jump into more, but you can let me know what you thought of either of episode 0 or the first episode, and what do you want to see going forward? I'm certainly interested in more, but you let me know yours. Leave a like, share your support, subscribe if you're new around here, and Patrons where you catch my full live reactions to all these episodes and more if you also want to help fund the channel and get exclusive perks like video shoutouts. So today we got Evan Darby, Repa V, Zero, the Almighty Ultimus, Without a Net, Young Atlas, Jonathan Wang, Patrick Leon, Saracen, Kyle Arpris, and we also have the Dragon Thorn. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and have a good one.